In this episode of My First Win, I organised my own competition, the Matt Fryer Mizuno Invitational, get some honest feedback from one of my coaches, and also there's been a few changes along the way. So probably the first thing that we need to tell you what I've been up to is that I've made an equipment change. You may have seen the Apparel video at the start of the year where I was reviewing a certain set of irons, and I said this in that video. So will these irons actually be the ones that I put into play for 2025? Well, ego is telling me that I might want to look at that other release that is coming very, very soon from Mizuno. But logically, I should stick with yes, because these irons are designed for the player who wants a little bit of forgiveness, gonna get a little bit of extra distance while still getting great looks and feel. And yes, ego did get the better of me. I put the S3s into the bag, and that's not to say that they are a bad set of golf clubs. They are truly a fantastic set of golf clubs, one of the best looking golf clubs I've ever seen. But unfortunately, we all know that I've been struggling with my game of late, and I just feel that when I'm not quite striking them, not only am I losing a little bit of directional control, but the forgiveness aspect, when it comes to distance, I'm dropping off, so I'm hitting it shorter, and it's just leaving me on the back foot all the time and making me feel that I've got to absolutely flush every single shot that I'm over, and at the minute I'm just not quite there. So I've gone back to the iron that I talked about in that video at La Cala, the JPX 925 forged, and I've had a few rounds with these now. I've played Formby Ladies, I've played West Lancs, I've played quite a few rounds at Warrington, and I've been hitting quite a lot of balls here in the studio, and they're just bringing that bit of confidence back to me. They are stronger in loft, so I am hitting them further, which gives me maybe a false sense of security, but there's just that little bit more cavity there and a little bit more forgiveness overall in the whole package, and it just feels like, to me, it's just that sort of comfort blanket that I need at the moment to try and get me into, and especially rolling into the comp that we're going to be playing very shortly at Formby Ladies. Irons are a key part to that, and I think especially the longer irons I was struggling with in the S3s, I'm going to be hitting quite a few of those off the tee round Formby Ladies, and then if I can maximise with my wedges, which I've kept the same, then hopefully that can hopefully lead to a good result. So yeah, interesting one. I'm actually going to hit a few here closest to the pin, 197. It's going to be a 6 iron full blood. See if we can beat 4 foot 6 inches is the Foresight leaderboard at the minute. Not a bad little start, 36 feet. And I think one of the things that my dad said in a podcast, if you haven't listened to it, go and check it out. Some really good things that he sort of analysed my game. Now he's not coaching me, but one thing that he said was that, you know, putting's one of my strong points of my game, so I need to hit more greens, and I've not been doing that because with the 5 irons, 6 irons, 7 irons, 8 irons even, not quite hitting my best shot. So even with these clubs here, if this just means I get on the greens a little bit more, just because I get a little bit more out of a miss strike or get away with a little bit more, then that can let the putting take over a little bit more. Stay on. 21 feet, not bad from that distance out there with not even one of my best strikes. So I think that really sort of epitomises what I am trying to go for in these irons, just getting a little bit more out of my bad golf. When it's good, yes, I can hit the S3s, but when it's not quite ticking and I'm getting a little bit nervy on some swings and don't quite commit to them, I think these are going to help me out. In terms of spec-wise, I've gone 4 down to pitching wedge, then got a 48-degree wedge as well, still sticking with the 52 and the 58. I've got the same NS Pro Motor Shafts 120 X's in there, all with a Golf Pride Tour Velvet Align grip. I've gone slightly down. I had the Maxes on the other ones, and they just felt a little bit too big because I've got quite small hands. So I've gone to the step down, and they just feel a little bit more comfortable in my hands. So interesting. Let's hope that these can start to see my iron game resurge a little bit. And another thing that my dad said was all about practice and how much time I'm actually putting in. And even after spending a few days out in Dubai with Pete and Carter, it was glaringly obvious how far apart my game was to Pete's in particular. And he's been practicing loads over this winter, and I've embarked on this journey of me trying to get my first win, and I've not been selfish enough to put aside that time to go and get some practice in. But over the last few weeks, I've been doing just that. And what I'm trying to do with my practice is be more focused. So for this week and the last week, all I've been working on, along with a little bit of technical stuff in my full swing, is actually dialing in 3 positions that I swing my wedge to. One where I feel that the shaft is parallel to the ground in the backswing. Another one where I feel that my left arm's parallel to the backswing about chest height. I generally call them belt, chest, and then finally my shoulder height. And if I can get these dialed in, it's something that I can rely on when I'm out on the golf course instead of just relying on a bit of guesswork. It also gives me some targeted practices as well. I've got targets out there now set at 30, 60 and 90, and I'm trying to finish them as close as I can on the fly each time to them instead of just hitting balls willy-nilly. One of the other things that I have been doing is actually getting out onto the golf course without a camera. Reason for this being is that it's just getting me used to playing again. Round here at Warrington, I've also played at Formby Ladies. It was my golfing stag do, which is a little bit different of a practice, but it was a fun day anyway. And then also playing round West Lancs with Shane, getting a few rounds in there. And this is all just to get me used to, like I say, out on the course, hitting different shots instead of my only golf being played is that when it's on camera. And I feel like it's starting to have a little bit of a help. And the good news with all this practice that I'm starting to do is actually that the game doesn't feel too far away. I know it might sound crazy seeing some of the scores that I put out on recent vlogs, but they were filmed maybe 4 to 6 weeks ago. And at that point I wasn't practicing a lot. I didn't feel great about my game. I hadn't made the equipment change. I hadn't had those sort of words of wisdom from my dad about, you know, being a little bit more selfish. And I think that's what it comes down to. I've got to be a little bit more involved in the process of trying to get this win. And hopefully, if I can keep up with this plan now of trying to be a little bit more focused in my practice, maybe looking at the courses I'm playing and deciding what type of practice it is I need to do, maybe work on my driving for a couple of weeks, if it's a longer, narrower golf course, if it's something like Formby Ladies where I've been trying to work on my short game. If I can do this, keep the words of Carl in my mind as well, hopefully we should start to see more of an improvement and better scores starting to come. One thing I'm excited to see as well is what Shane makes of my game since we were last together in January. Had my lessons with Carl, like I say, I've been practicing more, so it'll be interesting just to see where he rates it at the moment.
The game is way better. Last time we played, the driver was just, yeah, you were really struggling with that, big blocks out to the right. Like, driver's really, really solid now, yeah. Way better. You hit some really solid shots today, and it just just bounced through the green, and you played way better than you scored. Short game, I think you got one on film there. It was absolutely class. So a couple of ropey ones near the start, but then you hit a couple of really good ones. So the game actually looks pretty tidy. Again, you just need to stop beating yourself up. But like, not losing the ball off the tee. Like, the ball is in play, and you know, in play reasonably long. Like, you're ticking that box. So yeah.
So before we get stuck into the golf, there's a couple of thank yous that I want to give, because without them, the Matt Fryer Mizuno Invitational wouldn't have happened. Firstly, my dad, Andy and Simon from the Lancs PGA helped run this event incredibly, from getting the teams in, organising tee times, dealing with entries, flawless, countless work that they put in. Secondly, Anne from Formby Ladies and her great team there always have done great things for us on the channel, helping us with the filming, and again, we're just over the moon to accommodate us and all the pros, and I was so pleased to see that everyone enjoyed the day. And then lastly, Alex from Mizuno and the whole Mizuno team. They're part of our channel now, and I feel like a family member with those guys, and it's great to see as soon as I broached the idea with Alex, they were really keen to support the local pros, put on an event, give us something to play for, and have a great day. And it was great for all those to come together and make it such a fantastic event, and hopefully moving into years coming we can make it even bigger and better. So as we get to the first tee, I think the good thing about this is that it's a course that I know It's people that I know that I'm playing with. I was lucky that I was playing with Shane, I was playing with Alex from Mizuno, and I was playing with one of my friends, Mike, who you've seen in a video where he actually got a hole-in-one. Spoiler alert, there's going to be another one, stay tuned. But on that first tee, was feeling a lot more calm and confident than I was maybe in my first 2 competitions, which was great. And also after some words from Dad on a recent podcast, I was able to get into the zone a lot easier and really just sort of separate the fun, friendly chat and then down to the business line of, right, it's time to tee off, let's go. Wasn't the desired line, but it'll do.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's Smiley Kaufman when they finished going through him. All their mates flew over, there's like 20 of them.
Sit. A little bit lucky, slight pull. We'll take it. Little jumpy on me.
Yeah, solid.
That's fine. 212, 190 front, go 6 iron. Got it. Sit. Do out of that one. Travel. I should have hit 9 there. Tidy up, tidy up. Sit, sit. So what's interesting watching back over these first 3 holes, firstly score-wise I would say you need to be about 1 or 2 under. The second is a generous par 5 and the first even is a generous par 4. But one thing that I need to be aware of a little bit, and I've seen this through trends in all my pro comps, is that when I get a little bit nervous I tend to get the pulls. I'm trying to hit a fade with everything, but as we go down these first few holes it's apparent that a lot of my tee shots were pulled. Even my approach shots are pulled as well. Now, I scored 1 over for those first 3, just that poor clubbing on the 3rd hole that led to a 3-putt because I was that far shy of the pin just off the front of the green. But not a bad start. All right, 88 for me. Try and get inside Al. Not my best, but it'll do. Definitely meant that. I've pulled every single shot I've hit thus far, so I was like, I can just swing it and it'll go left. Yeah, don't go left. Oh dear. Punch a 7-iron out of here. Up the right. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Perfect. It was sat up against, like, you know, like a spring of grass, like under the back edge of it, so I couldn't really. It would have been some 4. Oh, please travel. Didn't hear anything hit then.
Went over.
Yeah, that'll be fine then. Oh no. 4! Let's hope there's no one on the 17th. The wrong place to miss with the wrong club. That's not broken. And that was that. 6. So interesting little chat there from the 4th, and then what do I go and do? Go and do exactly what I told you couldn't do. You can't go near the flag yet. I made a little bit of a loose swing and end up hitting it into about 2.5, 3 feet, which resulted in my first birdie of the day, which was fantastic. But then that pulled shot did creep back, which was possibly the most costly section of the game for me, because a poor tee shot down the 6th resulted in bogey, and then a poor tee shot down the 7th resulted in a lost ball and me making double there, which not great. Obviously on a short hole on 7 you need to almost hit 7-iron and flick a wedge on, but ego got the better of me, trying to get it on the front edge of the green with a 4-iron, pulled it, lost ball. But plenty more golf to be played. Let's see how we keep going. Right, come on, 9-iron.
Yeah, great stuff.
Cheers.
Cool.
I love golf. Oh well, birdie.
Yeah, nice.
That'll do. I was not getting suckered into.
Going at the pin.
Yeah, that is not the place to miss it on the right. That bobbled left and then bobbled back right for me.
See, it just comes off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's weird little. So a good hole on 8 there. Great drive, good 9-iron into about 8 foot, and then just a horrible, horrible horseshoe, but that's golf. Nice to get a birdie back under the belt and steady the ship after a few rocky holes, and then even have another birdie put on 9. So after 9 holes, okay, probably should be a little bit better. I think that double obviously hurt us. You need to take advantage of the par 5s, which I didn't do on the 2nd, but nice to get a birdie down the 5th and the 8th. But the good thing is, which I think I was proud of, that even there, I wasn't too bothered about my score. I wasn't panicking. I was knowing that I was hitting it quite nicely, and there was plenty more opportunities moving into the back nine to try and get my score back. Come on, cut. Oh no. Thank God.
In the air.
I was stood over it and I thought, I probably should mark this, it's in an indentation, but sod it. Yeah, that was not going right. Oh, what a kick. That's good. That was a stinky little lie off that downhill. That went off like a rocket. Yeah, I was thinking, got a bit excited over my putt, thinking, right, it's a 3. Always look like a 3. Yeah. Same? Same. Need to get on an aim point clinic. So this little stretch of the golf course is my favourite corner and favourite stretch of the golf course. Holes 10, 11 and 12 here. And I played these quite nicely. A good drive down 10, just in the rough, but a good wedge in and nearly made the eagle, just a tap in birdie. And then 11, that pull crept back in. I was guarding from the right hand side. I'd planned to hit 4-iron down there, but took driver. Just being in the air that I was actually hitting driver pretty solid, and hit it well down 8, and I'd hit it well down 9, so I thought, well, let's fade it. The wind's off the right, didn't quite go to plan, but a solid wedge in, which led to a potential birdie. Did have to hold a little bit of a tricky one coming back, which I was happy to do. And then 12, hit a pretty nice tee shot and nearly make another birdie, but nice to see that I get a little good run going here and start to steady the ship and see a nice little stretch of under par golf. Flusher. So that's the beauty of these irons, you can shank it and get 230 out of it.
Perfect.
Be a good number, be a good number, be a good number. Stay there. That wind's not done anything with that.
Got it.
The weasel has landed. I'm going to hit 6-iron into the trap.
Hop.
Over the trap, yeah.
Hop left and over, yeah.
He's round the course, all right.
Yeah, it's actually okay there. At that distance, yeah, but with a wood, no.
10, 13 holes in. Yeah. Making some up the game so far. Yeah, he's been solid. He has been solid. What is he? Yeah, you won really bad hole. I made a balls of that as well. Jesus. Yeah, this course is absolutely class. It's so much fun. I think about like 5, 6 birdies. Maybe level par, something like that. So he's playing solid. But this course is just like poking it around. just trying to keep it out of trouble. Like, the yardage is on the scorecard there. If you looked at the scorecard, or even Google Maps, you got happy days, but every shot is kind of like a little bit of gun to your head. You know, can't miss here, can't miss there. So he's plotting it around nicely, and he just held like a 50-footer on the last step.
What score do you reckon's winning it today?
Some wily owl lad will knock it around at about 5 under, 4 under, 5 under is good. Not putt decent. I think I've missed like 4 putts inside 4 or 5 feet, so somebody would hold a few putts, wedge it close, make use of the par 5s. 5 under is a good number. Wouldn't surprise me if it's lower, to be honest.
You're overall enjoying the course? It's
class. It's so much fun. I would rather play golf courses like this all the time than whaling drive rigger. This is brilliant.
Yes, you played at West Lancs, wasn't that? How did you go around there?
West Lancs, we played a little match. I got revenge on him. I think he had an early shower. He was 4 and 3, 4 up or something. They beat him. It's a great golf course. First time playing it, so on a good day like today. And that idiot didn't wear any sun cream, so when we got home last night, he took off his cap and he was like, he looked like a Pokeball. So if he's in wedding photos, probably have a nice tan like Stuart's thinking them. So yeah, somebody has to be good at Photoshop whoever's taking those photos.
So always 6-iron off the tee. 6-iron flipper. That one. Be the right number today. Has that come up short? So a really good stretch there through 13, 14 and 15 for me. Obviously that long putt for birdie. Hit a really nice tee shot down there, a good iron in. I thought it was going to travel a little bit more, but was great to hold that long birdie putt off the tee on 14. I was quite pleased that I was committed to stay with an iron and not try and chase it and go for a wood, which resulted in a good pitch and pretty much a tap in birdie. 15, this was possibly the most disappointed I was. I'd planned everything to try and hit it past the pin, hit the shot that I thought I wanted to hit, and as Carl said, you've got to be focused on, you know, not controlling the outcome but what you can do, and I'd done everything that I could do, but it was just slightly frustrating that I pitched up near the pin and zipped it back down the slope, but luckily navigated that slope for a good par there. Jesus, that could have actually gone in.
No way.
I think it's in.
Don't say that.
I honestly think it's in. It is in. No, honestly, come here. You cannot see a thing. We've got to drive home. Honestly, it's in.
You've got to drive home.
It's in. I'm not even joking. It is in. It was one bounce and it's in.
Might just pick it up. We have that.
Honestly, guaranteed. So I said there was going to be another hole-in-one. I don't know what is going on the channel at the minute, where he seemed to be just clocking them off at a fast clip. 3 already this year, and it wasn't me. It was my good friend Shane Jenkinson, his first time playing golf over here in England. We'd played West Lancs the day before. He's the guy who's been helping me with my short game, a fantastic player. And we get up to 16, the pin's tucked behind the bunker on the right-hand side, so you couldn't see the base of it. Hits a fantastic shot here, and as it goes out, we're thinking, this looks pretty good. One bounce, and the way it bounced on its second bounce, it just totally disappeared. I go running off, screaming, shouting, it's in the hole, it's in the hole. He was yet to believe us. But there you go, another hole-in-one on the channel, and congratulations to Shane. That is absolutely incredible. 20 years since he's had his last hole-in-one, and he actually had a really good finish in the comp, I think about 6th or 7th overall.
Oh, that's class. Another one.
Bobble. Pull the flag. Love it. Love it. Leave it, wind. Oh, that's annoying. Go on, wind. Get in. Had zero movement on that. That was Mike Shank comment, that. That's fine.
Towards the big flag.
Yeah, it's fine. Right, 138. Let's try and open up this 48 and just caught the club on the way back and rerouted there. That was so annoying.
Go.
Level par. Meh. Well held.
Cheers, Matthew.
Very enjoyable, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for the invite.
Shane, incredible.
man.
Cheers, pal.
Mike, well done,
Well
partner.
done, mate.
Partner. Cheers, pal.
Ciao, man. Well done.
And there we go. Level par for me. Not good enough. So looking overall at the competition, some real positives to take from it. Not only was it a great day and a really good event, and really happy to see how all the local PGA pros from Lancashire supported it. It was pretty good for me in a couple of aspects. Number one, I actually shot level par overall, so the first time that I've not shot over par in a competition in many a year, which is a great building block moving into this season. Looking at stats, just those tee shots need to be a little bit better. I lost 3.5 shots there on the field on the strokes gained. Approaches were pretty good, 0.69. Short game, 0.44. I actually didn't get up and down, but that was more due to, I think, a bit of sloppiness around there, just not being quite as tight as I would like to be, or sharp as I would like to be. And then putting, just lost one stroke to the field there. I didn't really feel like I holed much other than that long one for the birdie. But overall, a pretty good result, and it's nice to see actually from the approach play, 0.6, I gained something, so that iron change that I've made is being validated through that. And then when we look at the actual result for the Pro-Am, I ended up finishing in the top half of the table. I finished 14th with 36 points. Tim Ford, an incredible round of golf, actually came back in 27 to have 46 points, which was 10 under. Paul Kinnear was second with 8 under, 44 points. And then next to him was Craig Corrigan, 6 under at 42 points. I thought 7 under was going to be the mark for the day. But even just looking at who is above me on the list there, some really good players, guys like Dan Croft, Paul Kinnear, who are fantastically achieved pros, you know, played in Opens, guys like David Shacklady, who's playing the Seniors Tour now, Craig Corrigan, a multiple winner in the region, the likes of Andy Palmer, a great player, multiple winner again, Shane, fantastic player, you know, and it was great to play alongside him and see that actually I wasn't too far away. So the work that I've been doing since we got back from Dubai, I can actually start to see that it's starting to pay off moving in. We've got a comp coming up soon, so I'm really excited moving forward with this. And looking at that, I don't think I've maybe got a 10 under in me, but I think I've got that first win in me. Why not watch another video here where you can see how good Pete Finch is playing in our 18-hole major.